Hi. Welcome to a very impromptu Wine and Reason. I'm calling this one Death and the Patriarchy. Just, okay. So, horrible thing has happened. I lost a dear friend of mine uh, who I met through an even older friend of mine. Like we've been friends since high school. And she lost her husband very unexpectedly. And I could talk all day about him and what a wonderful person. Still having trouble with the past tense. But I'm not going to do that because I don't want this to be a sobbing episode. So instead, I have something to be annoyed about. And angry is good in that I'm not going to cry. So the memorial service, we're going to celebrate his life, is happening 2 months from now, which is kind of great because it gives a lot of people in a lot of different geographical areas um, time to plan travel and take time off work, all that good stuff. And no, I'm not drinking because I've only been up for about an hour and a half because I'm very depressed and it took a really long time to get out of bed today. Hey, One Ring 42. Um, so I so because the world is strange and weird, and things happen in weird ways. Even though my friend died in Vegas, just on a bike ride. Luckily, a friend was with him, but unexplained medical event is what we've got so far. Anyway, the point is that because of family living in a bunch of different places, and because there's a lot of found family, you know, because these people are family to me, absolutely. We just don't happen to be blood related, but um, they the funeral is going to be in Louisville. Oh, I wasn't going to say that. Oh well, who cares? You guys can find that out anyway. I don't know. It's the internet. There is no privacy anymore. Fuck it. It's going to be held in Louisville, Kentucky, and I happen to have a lot of family in Louisville, Kentucky. I've never lived there, but pretty much all of my extended family is there. Hey, Harmonica Man, good to see you. So Louisville, thanks, Nevermore. So Louisville is about 5.5 hours from Memphis. It's not a hard drive. Excuse me. I know I've talked to y'all about my anxiety surrounding driving and how I don't like to drive on the interstate. I don't like to drive on highways because it's very fast and it's not fun. But I can do it. As long as I have my meds, I can do it. I just have to be able to, emotionally prepare. And I do some CBT things. I have breathing exercises. Junk Shop can't come with me because of their work situation. So, and that's fine. So I was just gonna, drive up there. I am literally staying with family once I get there. I'm staying at my aunt and uncle's house, and they're awesome. They're a lot of fun. They're great, and it's going to be a rough, there's going to be mourning, there's going to be all of that, but it's also going to be really great to see them because it's been a few years now because of the pandemic and everything. So I was really looking forward to that, and then I told my mother, and oh y'all, she, I okay, I know I've talked about her a lot. This is why I need a therapist again. I understand that. She's a complicated person. Her life is basically run by fear. It's run by fear, anxiety, and several phobias that are no joke. If you've I don't like it when people bandy about the term phobia like it's not. like, oh, I really like they'll say, I have a phobia of clowns, but they just don't like clowns. Like clowns make them feel vaguely uncomfortable. That's no. If you have ever known anyone who genuinely has a phobia, defined as an irrational fear, you know what that's really like. Like I used to think I had a phobia, but then I remembered my mom, and I also have known some other adults who have phobias, and it's rough. It's rough. So her whole life is kind of lived in this self-made box of where she can go, what she can be around that won't make her have a horrendous panic attack meltdown in public, right? But this is where the patriarchal part comes in. So I tell her, yeah, no, it's fine. I'm just going to drive up to Louisville. I'm going to stay with uncle and aunt, da da da, and it's fine. I have a free place to stay. I can afford the gas. It's not a problem. And she begins to cry and flip out over the phone, and just and this is what. Thank you, wondering. That is a good point. I know people who have experienced this, and I used to experience this. Um, yeah, it can be really zen. Unfortunately, I yeah. Then I was in a few car accidents, and I had some other scary moments happen. And yeah, it's just coffee today, y'all. Sorry, but it's too early even for me right now. Okay, so and I am about to totally chain smoke because there are no working lighters in the house, and I'm still working up the nerve to get out of the house today because again, depression is a real thing. Oh no, sorry, harmonic man, love you, bye. Okay, so she is crying and flipping out and uh, on the phone, and she says, "You can't do this. You can't." And I'm like, "Mom, yes, I can. It's fine. It'll be fine." And I'm trying to be soothing. I'm saying all the things you're supposed to say. It's riveting content, isn't it? Watch a 44-year-old woman chain smoke. It's amazing. No, don't smoke. It's stupid. Okay, don't smoke cigarettes. They're dumb. Anyway, so and I said, "Why not?" And she said, "Because you're female." No, not even female. She said, "You are a female noun." I was like, I'm so what? Thanks, critical cupcake. Yeah, so she is telling me I'm going to send your father with you, and my dad can't come with me. He's her primary caregiver, and she's in stage 2 dementia. He can't be gone for 4 days in another state. She calls the entire family in a panic if he's at the store for too long because she forgets where he is, and she calls all of us. She makes the rounds. Ah, there goes the camera. Oh well. She makes the rounds, calling all of us and telling us how and asking us if we know where dad is because she doesn't remember where he is and she thinks he's just disappeared. Like no. And she was trying to tell me, no, I can be alone. It's fine. I have friends. I have neighbors. It's fine. No, mom, you can't. So I hit up another friend of mine who's going, and we're looking at the route, and I was like, hey, I just to calm my mother down, I'm going to tell her that we're driving together and we're splitting the gas. And, yay, if that can happen. If not, I'm sorry, I'm making you complicit in what is possibly a lie. And my friend was like, yep. She's like, actually, her exact response was, oh, the more change things. And I said, the more things change. And I said, I know, yeah. So she's known my mom for a very long time too, and knows how she is. But just seriously, if I had different equipment between my legs, it would be fine for me to drive 5.5 hours. But because I don't, it's not fine. What I know, my mother is a different generation. I know she was born in a really long time ago. But what is the point? How is this still a thing? It's not like I'm doing a cross country road trip. I'm not likely to run into a serial killer. You know, these are okay. I'm gonna breathe for a second. I just want to go and mourn my friend and not have to make a big thing. I was actually kind of looking forward to seeing if I could do this, because I haven't done this. I haven't done a 5.5 hour highway drive in a long time. The last time I did anything like that was about 7 hours down to New Orleans. So I'm just, I was, I was like, just it's messed up how easily certain people in your life, because of your connections with them, they all they have to do is make a scene essentially, and you feel, or I feel, I shouldn't talk about anyone else, but when it comes to her, I can't not do what she says to an extent, and it's so damn frustrating. And now it looks like my brother is going to go with me, so that lets my friend off the hook, which is great. My brother's fun. He enjoys driving. Like One Rings comment, he actually really enjoys driving. He enjoys driving fast. Sometimes he drives a little too fast for my comfort, but he's good at it. And knew he knows my friend, and he knows her husband, and he wants to go. He wants to, make his condolences and be there. So that is very cool. I'm really grateful that he wants to do that, and that appeases everyone. But I'm fucking sick of appeasing this nonsense. I'm tired of it. The the next time anyone but my 78-year-old mom with dementia tells me, because you're a female, that's why you can't do something, I'm going to lose my ever loving shit on that person. And the only reason I didn't lose my ever loving shit on her is because she's 78 years old and has dementia. There's no point in screaming at someone who has that issue. It's just cruel. Uh, no. Yeah. Yeah. Nevermore is making a comment about sleeping arrangements between boys and girls when people come to visit. Yeah, this nonsense is nonsense, and it sucks, and it's so silly. Like, oh my goodness, yeah, it's like you. Oh, what, siblings can't? Your siblings. It's fun. I mean, okay, okay. Um, so we're all gonna take a big breath, a deep breath. I really appreciate y'all for showing up. This was entirely unplanned. I just honestly wanted to get that out and wanted to hear any thoughts you might have on it, like, because um, I know I'm not. I know I'm preaching to the choir here, just from everyone who's in the chat right now. But if you don't think the patriarchy is still a thing, I mean, certainly after what the Supreme Court did to women's rights by taking away our right to have abortions, you know, I no longer have agency over my own body. So it's a thing. It's still a thing. There is no such thing as post feminism, just like there's no such thing as post racial. Those aren't things. And we have to keep fighting. And I realize I'm saying you have to keep fighting after describing a situation that wherein I completely capitulated and immediately folded to the demands of my mother, because she didn't feel that me driving 5.5 hours up into another state was safe, because I have a vagina. Oh my God. For fuck's sake. All right. So to everybody out there of all genders, to our wonderful cis folks, to our wonderful queer folks, to our wonderful trans folks. I love all of y'all. You know that. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for listening to me rant. I will attempt to have something more organized next time, but who knows? Maybe you like the crazy. I have no idea. And to my 2 long-suffering remaining patrons, I will never understand why, but thank you especially. Alrighty. I'm going to try and get my head in a place to be able to go to the pharmacy to pick up my psych meds, which I'm taking, but I have a refill that's in and I need to go pick it up. And I also have a lot of work I need to do, and it's difficult. It's difficult when grief does weird things to the brain, y'all. It's like, this is my brain on grief. I'm forgetting everything. I can't focus. Honestly, I mostly just keep seeing my friend's face and having memories of him laughing. And all right, I'm gonna tell you one thing about him, and then I'm gonna go because I'm gonna start to cry. But he was the kind of person that you didn't have to be afraid to be vulnerable around, whether that was emotionally, whether that was being silly, whether that was singing a song off key at the top of my lungs and him loving it. I mean, he was fun and wonderful, beautiful, and a joy. He just brought joy to everyone who knew him, and he accepted everyone for exactly who they were. He taught public elementary school children with special needs. He had the biggest heart. And my world is darker without him. So, anyway, love y'all. Fight the patriarchy. And stay safe out there, okay?